Christmas is over and New Year's is approaching, and I sat down with a friend of mine who's also an entrepreneur, and we talked about where our mindset needs to be in 2026. Now, from my perspective, I feel like 2025, I was a little stuck. I was a little trying to figure out if starting a second business was the right move for me, even though I felt like that was a business that had been given to me, or for better terms, I felt like God gave me that vision. And so I went to go full force with it. And I did. I pulled the plug, and I just went, all in on focusing on starting up this new business. Now, there's been hiccups along the way that has started getting me to wonder if I had made the right decision, or if, although I had the vision, if it was the right time to implement the plan. And ending this year with our toy and coat drive for the community, and seeing how everybody came together and helped me out in the last weeks of accepting donations and putting everything together, seeing how I made new relationships that was able to allow us to have a better outcome, was what I consider my confirmation that me being on this journey of leading women to becoming her has not been a mistake. I think I just need to find the right team of people who can be able to network and get things done without me being the main source. Because I still run the salon, which is my main source and my primary source of income. So if I'm in the salon and I'm still behind my chair, I need to be able to have someone who is available to go out, to network, and to be an advocate for what we're trying to do with this women community. So if I can build those relationships, and if I can reach out to people that I know are good in areas that I'm not good in. For instance, I'm not a speaker, I'm not a presenter. I can do it, but it takes me a lot of practice for me to present something, because it doesn't come naturally to me, and because I'm somewhat of an introvert. So doing that is not one of the things that I like to do. I'll do it if I have to. If I have to present for a grant opportunity, or if I have to present for a sponsorship opportunity, I will. However, I'm never confident in my delivery. So if I can find someone who is a great presenter, or if I can find someone who's even a great host for our monthly meetups, I don't want to be the host every time. I just really want to be the person that comes up with the ideas, implements the idea, and then just kind of delegate during the meetup. I'd rather not be the face all the time, so if I can build a team of, I would say, a good 5 people, I think that this thing can really take off in 2026, and it'll give me more room to be able to do things on the back end, as far as grant writing, or bringing awareness to the brand. And that's what's so important, when you have someone that you can bounce ideas off of, that you can vent to, that you can have a conversation with, that is also in your field. And it's not all the time do they have to be in your field. Sometimes it's just nice to be able to have a conversation with someone who's also an entrepreneur. And I was sitting back thinking yesterday, I was like, I feel like being, advertising I'm her as women empowerment, people automatically assume they know what it's about. But it's so different from the typical women empowerment community. So I was thinking about dropping the word empowerment and just do like a all women's community, or women transformations, or something like that, like working on healing and growth. Because when you think women empowerment, everybody, oh, what you do, a conference every year? Like, no. Like, we get involved. That's what we do. We are actually involved with our community. We come together, we network with each other. Like, we are actively doing things. This is not just a once a year conference. I don't have no celebrities speak at no events.
They don't either.
That's not what we do.
That's what the problem is.
The conversation has a different outcome if you're talking to someone who's not an entrepreneur but who's an employee. Because a person from a 9-to-5, I mean, they can understand what entrepreneurs go through, but at the same time, there's going to be certain aspects of your business that they're not going to understand, and so they're going to be giving you advice based on how they feel and not based on fact. They're not going to be able to use certain logic to help you make a decision on whatever it is you're dealing with. So that's another thing. In 2026, I'm also going to work on building relationships with other small business owners, because I realize everyone in my circle is kind of on my level, and I need to start engaging with people who have way bigger businesses than I do. Because even within my salon network, when I'm talking to business owners who sits in my chair, and for instance, I have a lot of business owners who's in the restaurant industry. So when I talk to someone who owns a restaurant, even though we're two totally different industries, some things just hit different when they give me advice, because they've experienced things that I haven't yet to experience. So that is a great thing to do if you're an entrepreneur, especially if you're starting out. Talk to small businesses and entrepreneurs who's doing better numbers than you. And not necessarily better numbers even. It could be just, I have one employee versus one of my clients might have 20 employees. That's a huge difference. So when I'm approaching a situation because I have a problem with my employee, they can give me advice because they're doing this on a higher level, a higher scale. So that's my spiel for what I got going on for 2026. And for 2026, I am also really locking in because the chair is my main source of income. Therefore, I need the chair for now to fund the I'm Her Women Empowerment. So as I'm trying to get sponsorships, as I'm trying to get grants, there's a situation that I have to fix with my taxes, which is a whole nother story. And I'm in the process of starting over with registering a new business name, getting a new EIN, and kind of just starting over fresh so that I can qualify for grants and I can get my WBE and my MBE certification. But I'm locking in on let me work. I've been 3 days a week, and I've been slowly opening other days of the week because I just need to buckle down and make the income so that I can fund and push I'm Her until it can sustain on its own. And I'm going into work just like I went into work yesterday on Sunday, and I was booked for the next, pretty much all of January is booked for me. So I told her I would do her on an off day. And these are things I'm going to have to do more often just so I can get that extra income to fund my new venture. It just is what it is.
So what are your plans going into 2026? If you're an entrepreneur or if you're an employee and you're just making personal goals for the new year, let me know. Also, comment and subscribe if you haven't already, if you're interested in my content as I take you along on my journey of becoming her.